Alright, so I've been looking for a Western shoulder holster for a while. And I came across a few different ones in, online. And, they seemed okay, like mass-produced, just made. And there were some custom makers, but they were very expensive. And I actually went to order one from one place. They placed the order and everything, and they sent me an email back, and something happened. I ended up not buying it. And I remember what it was. It was a Western style holster, and then I was gonna have them make it for my Colt Trooper. And they said that it was this style holster, and it had the little slots for 6 rounds, and I wanted them to make it for 357 Magnum, and that's what I contacted them about. Just make the holster for the Colt Trooper. They didn't want to do it, probably because these style holsters, the trigger's not covered. Well, I thought, okay, we'll just make it so it covers the trigger. I mean, it was not a cheap holster. This was not this company. It was some other company. I can't even remember who. It was a custom leather place. And actually, I do remember who, but I'm not going to say. And he didn't want to do it. So I thought that was strange. I'm like, here, I'm offering you the money. It's like, if you don't want to do something, then because maybe it's too much work, well, just give me a really high price and let me say no. Because I know that they can make it. They just didn't want to. So that's what it came down to. So for whatever reason. But anyway, and then I was just like, what am I going to do? And then I actually ended up, some time had passed, and I actually ended up picking up a single action. It's a Bretta Stampede in there. And I was like, let me start looking at those Western shoulder holsters, because I really like this style of holster. And I just didn't own cowboy guns and stuff. And so I was like, So anyway, I bought this gun. I'm like, oh, cool, I can go and just order a holster now. I don't have to have them custom make one. And the same thing, I was looking online, and there's some different ones, and I don't know, I really wasn't digging too many of them, and I'm like, they didn't show anybody wearing them. I'm like, how's this thing gonna fit? It's like some of them were designed to be worn probably for like cowboy action shooting. I don't even know why, but it couldn't be concealed. Like a strap came across the front of your chest, or the Western guns are hanging in front, where if you're wearing a jacket, it's going to be protruding through your clothes. And so anyway, I had been online, searched, cowboy shoulder holsters, and a number for a while, for a few weeks, and there was only seemed to be a few options, and somehow all of a sudden I found this. It's Rocking K Saddlery, and I don't know why I didn't find them sooner. They just didn't appear, and he had all these pictures, and this guy. At first, I was like, well, what's this all about? He didn't have an add to cart or anything like that. And then I went in, and I'm like, does this guy make these by himself? I'm like, the quality looks good. It's hard to tell on the internet, like if something's going to be cheap. But from what I could tell, what I could see, and then I looked, it's like he makes all this stuff himself. And I don't know, for some reason, I could just tell that I just had the feeling that it was really high quality, and I was right. And it's awesome. I got this, and this one is made for a small shoulder opening. You can look at my hand, and I actually have it adjusted. You can make it a little bit bigger. I have it adjusted all the way small. It rides right up underneath my arm. And when you're carrying a full-size gun like this, you don't want this hanging low. But I want to quick make a video before I wear this thing out and get a big sweat stain on it, so you can see how pretty it is. But I went on his Rocking K Saddlery on the website, and there was a bunch of different guns, and there was one that was oh, what the heck's it called on the site? It was items that were already in stock items, and I clicked on that. It was like a different section in the site, and because he'll make these any way you want, and I had clicked on in stock items, and I came across this one, and it's got the smaller ring, and it looked like a blood red in the picture, and I was like, well, like a burgundy, and you can see it kind of is, but it really looked like I thought it was gonna be like a really like a blood red, like an ox blood, and it's not. But that would have been cool. I wouldn't have minded. I was like, oh, I'll just call it blood red, and then it'll be okay. But the quality of this thing is just ridiculous. It's like I wanted to get this on video. The gun fits in there like a glove. It said 5.5 inch barrel. This is a 4 3/4 inch barrel gun. And I mean, it really does fit in there really nice. And just the leather work is just, I mean, I don't even know if you can see this. I mean, guys, it's amazing. When I took this out of the package, I was like, for what I paid for this, and then the quality of it, and it's got some character too. It's got like these little Chicago screws on one side, and it's all stitched on the other side, and everything. The buckles are all quality. It's very stiff, but it's very flexible. It feels like a baseball glove would, like just a heavy leather, like a quality baseball glove. I shouldn't even say that because it's more supple than like a cheapo baseball glove. But think of a high-end baseball glove. If you've ever held a high-end baseball glove, that's what it feels like. And I thought this was neat. He just left this bare, and then underneath here, this is all smooth, but this up here is real raw, which is what you want, because you don't want your shoulder holster slipping around. This will just stick to your shirt. I've got a Galco Classic Light, one of those cheap ones. They're made in USA, but they're inexpensive. They're like $50 or something. And it's all just a raw leather like that, and it's really nice, because once you get that sweet spot when you're wearing it all day, it just seems to stay right there. But this thing is just, man, the quality of it is just awesome, and I'm going to be wearing it. And I'll be wearing this for concealed carry. I'll have it under my hoodie and under my biker jacket, and you won't see it. And that's one thing nice about this strap. It comes around, and it hooks to your belt on the other side of your body. And if you have your, like, say I got a hoodie on and it's unzipped and I got my jacket on, you don't see any of that. You don't see any of this. I was looking at River Junction Co., something like that, River Junction something, that makes old school shoulder holster similar to this. It's just natural leather. It's not finished or anything. They're like $80, $90. This was like $145, which is cheap, man, for the quality of this thing. But the River Junction one, it comes across the front of your chest, and you'll see the strap across the front of your chest. So there's different styles of ways to do this, but I want something that could be concealed carried and work that way. I don't mind if I don't have to take my, like, a flannel shirt off, but if I can't unzip it, if I can't unbutton it, I mean, if you get stuck inside somewhere and it's hot, or when you go inside a place, I got a flannel on and my biker jacket, If you look at all this, you know, you at least want to be able to unzip it. I'm going to Loctite this screw because this is what holds everything. That leather comes underneath there, and it's screwed on like a Chicago screw style. But I'm definitely going to Loctite that, and I'm going to Loctite these others too. But this one's real important because that's where all the stress is, and you don't want that coming loose. I mean, I'm not saying that it would, but once I wear this, and I know, and you know, you might change your settings for the first couple of weeks a couple of times. But once you get that sweet spot where you know it's going to stay, it's best to go ahead and put a dab of Loctite on those screws. But man, this thing is cool, and it's got this pattern on here, and like I said, it was an in-stock item. Maybe he made it for somebody and they didn't want it, or he just made it, I don't know. But I saw it on there and I was like, $145, and it's got this smaller loop. It might look a little strange, but I mean, someone might want a big loop and have it hanging low, but it's better nice and tight. Like I told him, I'm not overweight or anything, and I'm tall, and he says, I think it'll fit you, because it fit him, and he was just a little bit heavier than I am, but he was about 6 foot tall too. But man, dealing with this guy, Rocking K Saddlery, I mean, I talked to him on the phone. I said, hey, can you ship to my post office box? He's like, yeah, and he doesn't have an add to cart on his site, so you got to call him. But he'll make these holsters for any way that you want. Well, I mean, assuming you will. This was in stock, like I said, and look at it, it clashes with the gun. I don't care. I don't need this thing to matching the grips of my gun. I mean, who cares, man? That gives it character. All these imperfections in the leather, and it's just, even this, like, look at there's like the black on the edge, and I mean, it's just really, really nice. And the smell of this thing, $145, man, are you kidding me? This is the type of thing you'd expect to see some total snob that's got, you're going to order a holster and it's $400. Because you see that stuff online, these holsters, and you're not seeing it in person, and they want like $400 for it, which is understandable. It's all handmade, and you see he's got 2 spots. You could put this strap, move it over to here. This is actually all adjustable. I don't know if you'd want to adjust that though, because that's some goofy stitching. You got to figure that out. Which you could look at that and figure it out, but it's fine how it is. So, but you can see you could make it smaller or even bigger. But then it gives you this over here, which you can go up an inch or small. Gives you a little adjustability there. That's just 2 little screws. But yeah, super nice, and I already was wearing it. It's comfortable, and like I said, I wanted to quick take a video of it while it was new before I go and get it all messed up. But I mean, I don't think it's going to get messed up, but you know what I mean. I'll make another video, maybe if anybody wants to see it, of me wearing it. But man, it's like, it's my birthday tomorrow, and I bought this for my birthday, and I actually bought this gun for myself like a week ago. And so I got a holster in the gun, and it's my birthday, and I'm going to go walking around with this on under my jacket, Concealed carrying is a good hobby. If you can concealed carry something cool like this, a cool gun, why not, man? It's all part of the hobby. I know that might sound strange to some people, but and heck, man, if something terrible ever went down, man, it's mass shootings or something, I mean, you'd be really glad if someone was to pull out their .45 long Colt. You know what I mean? You really would be. Someone's going to lure into a back room and and kill you, or what all this crazy world we live in. So it's not just for fun. I mean, it's but it's definitely a lot of fun to have something like this underneath your jacket, and you're just walking around, and it's pretty cool. But heck, man, what a cool thing to wear, to show people. You hang this on your wall or something. It's like, wow. So I mean, I was speechless when I opened this up. I really was. It's like, man, you work so hard and you go through life, and life is so rough, and people getting sick and illness and just everything. And it's like when you can work hard and go to work, and you're like, oh man, it's like it's all worthwhile when you can get yourself something nice like this. But I'm just a normal old person, man. I don't make a lot of money, but I got a job, and to be able to own something like this is it just makes me very proud of myself for making through the day, and for him to offer this at that price range. Now you guarantee, I mean, he could charge double this, I mean, the quality is double the price. I mean, if this was $300, then people are going to start to nitpick it, But for the money, I mean, it's a great holster. Rocking K Saddlery. I mean, he's making all this stuff for horses and everything. Go on the website; it's crazy. He makes all kinds of stuff. So I can't speak for that stuff, but the quality of this is just awesome. And just dealing with the guy, he sent it right out, and sends me an email letting me know how it works out for you. I think he was maybe a little concerned that this was too small. Like I said, I think he made it for somebody and then something happened. But it's perfect, man. I really, really like it. Fits great. My other shoulder holster, the classic light, I carry with it, everything up nice and tight, so it's not flopping around. And that's all personal preference. So he probably get these guys that want this big thing hanging real low because they think it's cool. Maybe, I don't know, they're walking around their house pretending they're in the Old West or something. But for concealed carry, I mean, this is great. And it's just so beautiful, man. Look at this thing. It's like unreal. I'm really, really blown away by this, guys. Rocking K Saddlery. Check them out. Alright, see you guys later.